Pisces, it's Marley from the Energy Boutique, bringing you your September energy forecast. So coming into September, we are already in Virgo season. Virgo season, of course, is your direct opposite energy and sign, which means that you have reached your halfway mark in your natal year. It has definitely been an uphill battle from your birthday up until this point in the calendar. And now that you've reached that top of that mountain, it is a good time for you to not only celebrate the blood, sweat, and tears that have gotten you to this particular point, but it's also time for you to reconsider what it is that you need to do for yourself in this second chapter, in this second half. You definitely need to be focused on where it is that you need to make a little bit more time for you. This last little chapter of your spiritual lessons has had you in a position where you've been giving more energy and power to other people than you've been able to even hold within yourself. We have Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and worth and pleasure and money, moving into Virgo energy on the 5th, which is going to add to this emphasis on where it is that you need to rebalance the scales between the energy that you're giving away for other people and the energy that you need to be pouring in yourself. I feel like Venus moving into Virgo energy is going to get us down to earth, focused in on what we need to do to start taking care of ourselves. This is going to be a time when you're going to need to make time in order to pour into practices that support your mind, your body, your soul. You are essentially fragmented at this particular point because of the energy that you've been giving away to other people, trying to take care and nurture those that you love, but it has left you in a state of brokenness. This Virgo energy is attempting to put you back in a state of wholeness, but you do have to recognize where it is that boundaries are needed, which you aren't very good at, in order to make sure that you are pouring just as much time, energy, and effort into yourself as you've been pouring into other people. On September 9th, we have Mercury, ruler of the mental plane, ruler of information and communication, going retrograde in Libra energy. So this particular energy is going to affect us all because we're going to have to slow down, reflect, revise, rework, redo a couple of things, especially where our relationships are concerned. This is a time to examine where our lives have gotten out of whack, where we've been living in one extreme over the other, where it is that we've been having a hard time finding a middle grounding point in our lives, and where it is that we have to try to make peace with our current situation, where we have to attempt to find harmony, even in the circumstances that we are not happy with. Because Mercury is going retrograde in Libran energy in your 8th house, this 8th house is a time for us to examine death, rebirth, renewal in order for a true transformation to actually take place. Now, Mercury going retrograde in Libran energy means that the relationships that you have had where you have been pouring into other people instead of pouring into yourself have to be readjusted. A certain aspect, ideas, thoughts, emotions, efforts, patterns has to die in order for you to be reborn. Now, this is a very difficult transformation for you to make because there's a lot of guilt, a lot of shame that comes with having to step away from taking care of those that you love in order to take care of yourself. But if you do not do so, you are going to be in a very, very worse off state than you currently are, and it's going to be that much harder for you to put the pieces back together. On September 10th, we have the full moon taking place in Pisces. This is your official halfway mark. This is your validation that you are halfway through your natal year, which means that the last 6 months from your birthday up until now has been an absolute shit show for you to be able to reach this point. A lot of energy, a lot of effort, a lot of spiritual lessons, especially due to healing. We're talking about healing other people when you should have been healing yourself. And because you decided to give your power away before filling up your own cup, you were being left depleted. This is going to be a full illumination in the first house of self, where it is shining a bright light on where it is that you have to heal yourself now, where it is that you have to focus your time, your energy, your effort back on yourself, or else there will be nothing left of you to give away to other people. On the 22nd, we have Libra season kicking off, which also triggers the fall equinox. This gives us a beautiful opportunity to reset, to rebalance the scales, to stop living in extremes, to essentially have an even playing field for us to kind of operate and build on from here. Now, Libra season will also be illuminating this 8th house of death, rebirth, renewal, and transformation. You best believe that relationships need to be adjusted in order for you to pull away and start pouring energy, time, and love back into yourself. Whatever it is that you've been doing to take care of other people has depleted you beyond repair at this point. You are going to recognize where it is that you've been living in extremes, where it is that other people have been getting all of your energy, all of your love, all of your attention, and what that has meant for you, leaving you feeling like death, you in a deficit, you not even knowing who it is that you are anymore. Now, Libra season is all about self-love. And right now you have to have the awareness, the ability to love yourself back to a state of health and wellness before giving your power away to other people. On the 23rd, we have Mercury retrograding back into Virgo energy. So Mercury is in its place of power here, and whatever situations, especially with the relationship dynamics, with having to readjust, rework, redo a couple of things, whatever situations has popped off since Mercury first went retrograde in Libra will be fixed and resolved under the Virgo energy. Now, this is setting up camp in your 7th house, and your 7th house is the relationship sector, where it is that you've put your own wants, needs, and desires, your own dreams on the back burner in order to do what you think other people want you to do, what you think other people need from you. This is essentially where you've been sharing too much of yourself with the world around you, with the people around you, and not reserving enough energy for you. This dynamic has got to change. The Virgo energy wants to help us get back down to earth, get grounded, get us in healthy habits and routines in order to return us to a state of wholeness. But because this is taking place in your 7th house, it does kind of mean that you are going to have to be quote unquote selfish in implementing boundaries in your personal relationships so that you do have the time, the energy, the effort to pour back into you. On the 25th, we have the new moon taking place in Libra, setting us up for setting intentions for the next 2 years of our lives. Now, this energy is also in your 8th house. You have a huge focus on the 8th house this month because you've reached your halfway point. And whatever it is that you've been doing from your birthday till now has absolutely exhausted you to the point where the tables have to turn and you have to start returning to doing what is best for you. Now, the new moon in Libra has us setting intentions around balancing our lives, finding peace with our circumstances, finding harmony within our relationships, finding the smaller things in life, the beauty in life, the happiness, the joy in life once again. And because this is the 8th house, this is going to be a realization on what needs to end, what needs to die in order for there to be a space for a rebirth to actually take place. This is going to be a huge transformation for you and will have a major effect on your personal relationships, but you need to put yourself back at the top of the list as a priority in order to get yourself back to a healthy, happy state. On the 29th, we have Venus, the goddess of love and beauty and worth and pleasure and money, taking her place of power, her throne in Libran energy. This is also in your 8th house. This is going to help you really see where it is that you need to love yourself, where it is that you need to nurture yourself back to a state of health and wellness. This is also going to put you in a position to be a little bit more like you. Now, this means that there is a balance coming. There is a little bit of a middle point that is needed in the extremes of your life that you've currently been living in. Venus in Libra brings a beautiful opportunity for us to reconnect with ourselves, to reestablish what is important to us, what is worth and who is worth our time, energy, love, and attention, starting first and foremost with ourselves. This puts us in a beautiful position to kind of reconcile some of the broken relationships. Again, the relationship with yourself being first and foremost, and really putting you in a prime opportunity to connect with the right people, supportive, encouraging type of people that will help you see the worth and the value within yourself. Again, all 8th house issues. You're definitely going through a rebirth, a renewal, a huge transformation, because there are some elements, some ideas, some patterns, some behaviors, some relationships, some routines that have to die in order for you to be free. So with that being said, you are entering into a brand new month where new emotions, new wants, new needs, new desires need to be realized, need to be pursued. Your intuition is very strong, but because you've been exhausting yourself by giving your power away to take care of other people, you haven't been in alignment with your intuition at all. I feel like the new moon in Pisces in your sign in this first house itself is really going to help reconnect you to what it is that your intuition, your heart and soul is asking you to do. But you also have to be very mindful of this mental narrative that I feel has been a little bit more on the negative side of just bringing up I'm going to say the fears, the doubts, the insecurities, the fear of rejection, the fear of thinking that people are going to be mad at you for doing what is right for you. This is an opportunity this month, Pisces, for you to get down to the bare necessities in what it is that you need to redo, what you have to start over. You're being gifted with an opportunity to take a leap of faith here. You've had some very tough spiritual lessons thrown at you in the very first 6 months of your natal year. And now that you've reached this pivotal point, you have to decide how you are going to change your life, change your narrative, change your emotions, change your direction, your frequency, your vibration for this second chapter. In your home life, in those personal relationships, I feel like money matters are a huge factor, so much so that it makes you feel like you are trapped, that you're unable to actually move on from the situation, from the scenario that you currently feel trapped in. May I remind you how powerful you are, how magical you are, how much inspiration and creativity you actually hold inside you. And you know damn well that when you focus your mind and you have an emotion that is passionate and intense enough to make things happen, how powerful you actually are. You just have to get out of your own head. You have to quiet your egoic mind long enough to let your heart and soul actually speak the truth to you. Now, granted, your career has definitely been, I'm going to say, a sore spot, mostly because things are requiring more of you than you have time and energy to pour into your career. I think that you do have to kind of spend a little bit more time to redefine what it is that makes you happy, what it is that you're passionate about, the skills, the talents, the experience that you already have behind you, and how you can rebirth that in a different way. This is about foundation building. It is about creating something that you feel passionate about, but also gives you the intellectual capacity to use your experience, your wisdom, your knowledge in a way that actually benefits you. I do feel that you have the opportunity to make some very powerful changes for you this month that will lead you to the path of abundance, but it is going to take a huge amount of effort in order for you to see where it is that you need to balance the scales once again. You need to retract. You need to go inside of yourself. You need to go into hermit mode to get in alignment with who it is that you are. You have been so consumed with other people that you've taken their energy on, leaving you very dull, very lifeless, very confused on how you even operate, what your energy even feels like, what it is that you even care about, and what it is that even makes you happy. It's time to reconnect with your higher self, with your heart, with your soul, and really redefine what it is that you need to do with your life from here. Relationship wise, of course, you're going to feel torn because you're in a position where you have to pull away from doing what you've been doing for other people to start doing what you need to do for you. Yes, it feels scary. Yes, it feels like everybody's going to be mad at you, but there's nobody that can be madder at you than you currently are at yourself. You are going through a death. You are going through a rebirth, a renewal. This is a true transformation of self. But there's so much love, so much abundance, so much blessings awaiting you when you just get real with who it is that you are and what it is that you actually desire. You've done a great thing by overextending yourself to help other people. But again, you've done it too much. You've done it for too long. And now you're at the bottom of the barrel with not even recognizing who it is that you are. What I will say to you is that this month is a time where you come out of the storm, where you start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But you have to be able to switch your perspective up and see things from a different point of view. Instead of focusing on how it is that you think other people are going to be thinking of you by doing right for you, you have to put yourself in other people's situation to understand that they love you, that they want what is best for you, that they understand the cost that it is actually taken on you to be there for them. It's time to switch up the perspective. It's time to see things from a totally different viewpoint. And in doing so, this is going to re-spark your heart, your soul, get you in alignment with what needs to be done, give you the option, the opportunity to create a brand new path for yourself. Yes, it's going to come with a lot of heartbreak, a lot of mental chaos, but this isn't anything that you haven't been through before. You are used to being consumed by whatever it is that you pour your time, your energy into. You are used to losing yourself in other people, in other projects, and other quests. You are used to healing yourself and other people. You're a Pisces. That's what you're here to do. So get real. Stop prolonging the process, recognize what needs to change in your life so that you can return to your soul space, to your heart, to what it is that you need to do for you. That's all that I have for you this month, Pisces. I send you nothing but love. We'll talk to you soon.